is Ugandan, an instructor at RUCID, Organic Agriculture Traininig Institute, and located in Mityana district, Mityana municipality, on a village called Lubanja, just 7 kilometers from Mityana town. And today we're going to talk about banana production and management. We want to talk about how you can have a banana plantation that can give you very good yields, which can make your life better, and you can be very happy, a very happy farmer. So when dealing with banana production, we shall start straight away from land selection. Land selection is very key when dealing with bananas. For example, it's very good to look for land which is not very slopey. This land will help you not to have this the bananas, falling when wind comes. Flat land is better in case you can find it. And in case you get land that's not a little bit slopey, it's good you put some trees on the edges so that it can help break the wind when the wind is too much. But I would advise to select land that's a little bit flat. It shouldn't be too stony. There are some places which have a lot of stones or rocks. It's good to select land that's not too stony and rocky, because it will make it hard for you to make the holes of the banana, since it needs a deeper hole, since when the holes the matoke grows on top, it easily falls. When you get this flat land, first of all, we need to first weed. We do the weeding. We clear the land before making the holes. We clear the land very well. After clearing the land, then what we do next is digging our holes. But before doing this, you should be having your manure ready. So we dig the holes. And matoke, for a very good matoke, we need at least to dig a hole of 7 feet width and 2 feet depth, because it's a most recommended one for a better production or better yield. Then after digging a hose of that width and depth that I've told you, we look for the manure, depending on where you are. If you have cow dung, if you have chicken litter, it's recommended at least to put 3 basins or 4. Then after that, we can mix with our with the black soil. Then we put back the soil, we mix with manure, we mix it with the black soil. Then after that, we shall look at the seedling selection, because we may have the manure, but when you have the seedling that's not good, or the banana sucker that's not good, again we don't get a good production, because you can find a banana sucker that's infected. They usually get infected from the mother garden. So it's very good to look at the mother garden where you're going to get your suckers. They have to be healthy. And when you go to the mother garden, you can tell that these suckers aren't healthy. Mostly they have some black spots down. So you have to look for a garden that has a very good health matoke. Then you get the suckers from there. And they shouldn't be too old. Be at least 1 month when it has just come out of the 1 month to 2. Then when we get our banana suckers, we can bring them. Sometimes we use, for pests, to control some pests that we may not see, we can use wood ash. You smear around the sucker on the bottom. Then after, you can dig 2 feet and put in the sucker. Most people are using chemical medicine, chemical pesticides, but I recommend wood ash. Reason being, for us, we're very much promoting organic agriculture. Good enough, most of you have seen the dangers of these chemicals. A lot of cancer is coming out, because what you put in the soil is what we eat. The soil feeds us. So the moment you start putting chemicals on the sucker, meaning those chemicals are going to be absorbed in the banana and they will come up to the matoke itself, meaning you're going to eat it as food, of which you have some alternatives that are not harmful. For example, wood ash. Wood ash is something that, those are trees, those are leaves, they come out of plants again, or things that we burn. For example, you go to the kitchen, we use charcoal, or we use firewood. Firewood, those are trees, and they have a lot of minerals. A lot of minerals are in wood ash. So instead of using those chemicals, you just get your wood ash, you smear around the banana sucker. You can also put in the hole that we have dug. Reason being, some you can find a space or land where there have been matoke, meaning there might be still some banana weevils in the soil. So instead of spraying the soil, killing the microorganisms that will help in decomposing the organic manure and everything, we can use wood ash. Because wood ash is very effective. Reason being, we have tried it on many occasions. You can kill the banana weevils, you smear it there, you leave the sucker for one day. Trust me, the following day, you find the banana weevils all dead, in case they are there in the sucker, of which, in case you got a mother garden, that's not that effective. So I recommend our farmers and people out there who are interested in doing banana production to please at least also care about the lives of our people. These chemicals are really doing us very bad. Cancer is coming, but you can be like, I didn't spray the matoke, but the moment you put those chemicals in the soil, on the sucker, it will come from it grows up to the banana itself. And when you eat, that's when you start getting complications of cancer due to those chemicals. So when we get done with, now I'll get back to the process of how we're going to start our banana plantation. After smearing our wood ash on the sucker, we can dig 2 feet. Remember, we mix the soil and the fertilizer and our fertilizer, and we put back the soil. We can dig 2 feet and put the sucker. Since we're done with putting our sucker in the soil, that's not the end, but it's the beginning of how we can get a very good yield. It's the beginning, because this banana is like a child which you have to feed. If you have a child and you don't feed them, automatically they will not grow, they will not be healthy. Diseases will attack them. So here we have to, the most thing we should take care of is the soil. The soil, because if you look after the soil, it will be very easy. It will not even be easy for the pests to attack this matoke, the seedling, because it will be very strong. It's the same as human beings. Reason being, a human being is very healthy. It's not easy to be attacked. I'll give that a simple example. So it applies to the plant or the banana plantation. If it's very healthy, and making it healthy is feeding it well, giving it a balanced diet. Also, these bananas need a balanced diet. They need a balanced diet. You shouldn't focus on one fertilizer only, because that fertilizer has specific minerals it's having. But if you change these fertilizers, it's making it stronger. For example, I've put cow dung or cow manure when starting. Then I'll give it some time, because it's going to absorb it slowly. I give it like 3 months. I'll come, I dig, I do what we call ring fertilizing. You dig a ring around the sucker, you bring chicken droppings or coffee husks, then you feed. Then after some time, you change the fertilizers you keep putting in there. Trust me, you see the matoke growing fast and very strong. So another thing that I should hit on, when this sucker is like 4 months, I really advise not even 4 months. If you have the potential 3 months, because also mulching is one of a very good soil management practice that we should back on. Mulching helps us in very many ways, when dealing with matoke. For example, if your plantation is mulched, it will give you will not be weeding frequently. It will suppress the weeds. And if the weeds are suppressed, meaning you're not going to be disturbing the soil by weeding, and bananas, they feed from the top. Their roots are always on the top soil. They don't go very deep. So if you be overweeding, for example, you need mulch and weeds are too much, and you can't leave them there because of the competition. You have to weed. You'll be cutting these roots. Every time you cut the roots, you're stressing it, meaning it's going to affect the growth of this plant. So I really recommend our farmers to really adopt the culture of mulching. I know it's not easy because sometimes it can be expensive due to the cost of the mulches, but we have looked at some grasses that are very good in mulching, and you can plant them in the plantation itself. You can plant them in the plantation itself. We have a crop called lativa. First of all, it's not easily attacked by these ants, and it grows very fast. So if you have these edges, you can plant it in the edges. In case I'm giving an option, if you don't have where to get these, you can plant them. Or if you have enough land, you plant them somewhere. Their main use is for mulching. Mulching can also help us retain water in the soil for a very long time. When soil is mulched, water can be there for some good time, reason being it doesn't evaporate easily. It doesn't evaporate easily due to the mulches that are on the soil. And this water and the banana, some of the things that want to be watered every time, they need water. And the challenge is with most farmers, we wait for rainwater, of which sometimes rain can be a problem, water can be a problem. In some areas you can't start watering, or they don't have the capacity to have irrigation systems in their banana plantations. So if you search in the rain seasons when you have mulched, that water can take you at least some months when still in the soil, because the soil is mulched. It will help the plants to have some good water in the soil for some time. But I also urge farmers, if you want to have really good production, at least if you can give each banana plant in the sunny seasons at least 20 jerrycans of water a day, because bananas are really affected so much in these sunny seasons. They are affected so much by the drought. So if you wait for the rains, and you know about the climate change nowadays, you can wait for rain for so long, you're not going to get a good production. You're not going to get a bunch worth 30,000 or 40. But if you can at least give each banana in a hot climate 20 liters per day. You can give it 20 liters per 2 days due to the scarcity of the water. 20 liters 2 days. That means at least a week you give it something like, let's count from Monday to Friday, you give it 40 liters. That will help, because that water doesn't evaporate in hours. So I'm urging farmers to really look at, I'm emphasizing mulching because it has done me wonders, because I'm a banana farmer. It has done me wonders. In dry seasons, when I'm seeing that some plantations just getting all going away, mine is still strong. When mulching, it's advised and good not to mulch up to the banana plantation. It's better you mulch and you leave the soil near the plant bare. You mulch, you leave like 2 feet to the banana plantation, to the banana plant. You don't mulch to the plant, and this is because every time you mulch and you mulch the soil, the whole plant, bananas, their roots always come up. The moment they feel that it's covered, the roots will not go down, but instead they will start coming up. And when they be up, it will make it very weak for the wind to blow it away or to throw it down. So that's why we leave we leave it some space so that these roots don't come on top. Because when they come on top, it will be very weak and easy for it to fall. Also, when applying fertilizers, most times we put them just near, not on the, it makes us apply the fertilizers very easily. Because as I told you, you're not supposed to apply once. We keep up fertilizing. So if we mulch near to the plant, we can't mulch on top of the mulches. So it's better we leave some space near the plant. We don't cover the whole plant, but we leave some feet where we put the fertilizers. And when planting, it's good to do some good spacing. Very many farmers make a mistake of just planting without looking at the spacing. And a very good spacing for the banana plantation, from plant to plant or from sack to sack, is at least 10 feet by 10 feet from one plant to another. Reason being that they're not supposed to be too packed. And remember, with time, you plant one, but it's going to bring other banana suckers, and it will be very compacted. That's why you advise 10 feet by 10 feet. Someone you may want to have very many in a small space, but it will be costing you. You can't have a very good production because it will be too packed. And nowadays, we have farmers adopting, they have been adopting, but it's good even to have some coffee and some banana in the same plantation because they are very compatible. But you have to prioritize what do you want most. Because if you want, for example, if you have, there are some farmers who have been having coffee plantation. Let me give an example. A coffee plantation. And now they want to change to a banana plantation. It doesn't mean you should cut down you should remove the coffee. Rather, you have to choose between the two. Which one? Do you want more coffee or do you want more banana? If you want more coffee, that means, and you have been having some coffee, that means if you have more coffee in the plantation, you're going to put matoke, but you put 20 feet from one banana to another, meaning between two coffee plants, between 4 coffee plants, you are supposed to have 2 banana plants. If you want to have coffee, that means you're going to have 20 feet from one coffee plant to another. But it doesn't mean, I saw some farmer called me at his plantation and he was cutting down the coffee, just uprooting it. I told him no. They can stay together, but you can have your matoke and you can have your coffee. So, but if the coffee is overgrown, you have harvested for so many years, you can do the pruning. You cut it from that bottom for it to come again. Because it's a new technology that has been introduced. You just cut it instead of uprooting. You cut, you give it some few years, it will come again and start harvesting again. Another challenge we're having is climate change. Dry seasons are sometimes becoming very disturbing, because farmers are facing a challenge when it comes to the dry seasons. For us here, we are listed on some a good side. We're having an irrigation system in this plantation here. In that, in the dry seasons, we just use the irrigation system because it's an state-of-the-art irrigation system. We have a dam where we pump from, and make it a little bit easier for us. But we don't leave the dry seasons to. We don't wait for the rains, because it's going to affect the plantation very much. Since bananas are very much affected by the dry seasons. For us here, we have this irrigation system. That's why I advise the farmers at least to water their plantations. Each plant you can give it at least 20 liters maybe after 2 days. It will be very good when you have mulched and you give it 20 liters in the dry season. Trust me, your plantation will not degrade. So I advise the farmers to really look at how you can best conserve water during the rain seasons.